Hey everyone, welcome to another weekly update for the Turf Battles Triumphus project. If you guys have been tuning in for the last couple updates, you'll know that this week we aren't actually going to have a fully featured update. Instead, we're going to have two different things, one of which was a Q&A session that was hosted yesterday by Scotty. If you missed that, you can check it out on our forums and then just go into the Talk About Anything section. And Scotty posted a summary of some of the questions that were posted in the topic titled Q&A summary. Everything's listed there. The other thing that I was going to not introduce, but do for you guys was that I asked you guys last week on Sunday what content you would like to view that has already been displayed in one of the updates, but not specifically for a certain thing. For example, I said if players wanted to see a red mage being created and a red mage in Ultima armor, since we've only shown an archer. Surprisingly, no one actually asked for anything like that, but that was one of the options. Instead, some people posted some other things, some of which aren't possible. They just didn't meet the criteria, which was that it had to be something that was already posted in another update in some sort of manner. A lot of people asked to see damage and monsters and stuff like that. We can't do that right now, but you might be seeing those in updates soon enough, so don't fear. What was it? Here, next week's video update. So, I think only a total of 3 things met the criteria, and then people just asked other questions, but the first thing that we're going to be showing is the stun bow with the stats PSA, PA, crit, and min. They didn't provide the levels, so I'm just going to pick 10 on every stat. And we're going to equip it and everything. Sorry, I'm outside. And then, yeah, sorry, I'm outside and it's kind of noisy if you heard any of that. The next thing that fit the criteria was the zones. This player, Snatchy, asked to see the zones with monsters and such. We can't do the monsters, as I said, but we will for sure show you all the zones. I think I'll set my dexterity to 5,000 so that I run super fast and I'll just go in a circle in every zone, just so you guys can reminisce about the old days. The final thing was the Rampo dungeon, all floors. Again, I'm really short on time. That's the reason behind this week not being an actual update, so I won't show you all the contents of each floor, but I will visit each floor just so you guys can check it out. And I think that's it. Yep, there's just questions. Another thing that I want to point out is our Indiegogo campaign. If you guys haven't checked it out yet, you can do so by going to our homepage and clicking the Donate Now button. It'll take you to our Indiegogo page, and there you can browse our perks, or just keep track of how much money has been donated, or any comments that users have posted on our campaign page, as well as any campaign-specific images or videos. But please check out our perks. We're almost at the halfway point. I was hoping to be there by the 30th, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. When I say the 30th, I mean when there's 30 days left. We're at 1,830 USD right now. The halfway point would be 2,500. We're pretty close. We'll get there eventually. I also want to point out that players will only have access to the alpha and closed betas if they donated towards the beta testing perks, which are the beta tester perk, which is a minimum donation of 20 USD. You can donate higher than that and you'll unlock this perk as well. So if you donate 20 USD, you'll have access to the closed and open beta testing phases. But this doesn't include the alpha testing phase. And then if you scroll down, if players donate 50 USD or higher, you'll gain access to all the testing phases, which includes the alpha and the closed beta and the open beta, and any kind of beta testings we have in between, such as in area games they have like a ridiculous amount of closed betas, just because they're having lots of issues. But you'll have access to all that. yeah, we're doing pretty good here, and I'd like to thank everyone for the donations thus far. And if you haven't donated, just your contribution in general, or even just registering, it's a huge help. So I think I'll get right to the content that I was going to be showing. I'm just going to go ahead and pause the video and then continue once I have the game launched. Alright, welcome back. So I'm just going to go ahead and log in here. I'm just going to use a character that we've been using thus far, which is the archer. I've already set the stats to be incredibly high and given it 5,000 dexterity, and the requirements needed to equip a stun bow. As well, I've already placed a stun bow in the character's inventory. Just let it load. So here we are in game. Again, for the choppiness or the lag that you're displaying in this video, it's simply because of my laptop. It has nothing to do with the actual server. Any of the hiccups that you might see, it's also because of the recording software or just my computer in general. Don't worry, it won't reflect your gameplay whatsoever. So, what do So first we're going to show you the stun bow that we have equipped, that we have in our inventory. As you can see, it has 10 in every stat: physical skill attack, critical rate, and looks like minimum attack damage. And we've equipped it, and there it is. There's the glow for any weapon that's max level 10 stat, except for the level 11 weapons, of course. Brings back a lot of memories, eh? Just sheathing and unsheathing it. So hopefully that satisfied, I guess, your urge to see the level 10.5 weapons. Terrorist, I believe, posted that. The stun bow should work like in old Hyperengines TVs, so things like OERD is something that you're going to want to stat for. Just teleported. Here's Rampo storage. We're going to go through this to get to all the Rampo floors, which is just 2 right now. All NPCs are already here, the functionality works. We're just going to use the teleporter to teleport to the first floor of Rampo. And it should take us right to where you would spawn if you had run up against the Rampo entrance. Yep, there we go. Just run around a bit. Again, I'm not going to run around the entire dungeon because I'm short in time. This is where the giant frog used to be, and it will be again soon enough. Next is the, I think it was a giant bat in this room. And we'll just go back to Rampo Dungeon at this point, so that we can teleport, Rampo storage, so we can teleport to the second floor of Rampo. Let's see. Yeah. And here's the second floor of Rampo. I don't really remember what this Rampo floor was used for, aside from getting to the color zones, such as the red, blue, white, yellow, and black zone. There was always lots of monsters. It might have been for farming jewelry, but we'll have the monsters there eventually. And now we're in the red zone. I just saved teleports directly to those locations, and we're just going to cycle through everything in each zone. So this is the red zone, next is the blue zone, I think? Yeah. This is the blue zone. It's a bit bigger than the red zone. I think it's actually the biggest colored zone that exists right now. We're just going to go all the way around really fast. Again, I have 5,000 dexterity here. Players won't ever actually be able to run this fast, except maybe if you stat all your stats into dexterity, which would be kind of pointless. And now I think this is the white zone or the yellow zone. No, that was the yellow zone. This is the white zone. I'm just going to go around. And now the black zone, which is the smallest of all of them, but it arguably has the most monsters in one spot. So it's should be easy for farming here. Alright, that concludes most of the content, so I just want to talk a little bit about the next update. As I already said, I was busy this week. I might even be even busier this coming week, simply because last week my mother flew into the country with my little brother, so we've been doing a lot of things. Next week my aunt is getting married, so we're gonna be kind of everywhere, getting prepared for the wedding and actually having the wedding. And then after that, I'm flying back to Canada, not next week, but the week after that. But I am going to make time for next week's update, and it's going to be the first installment of, I guess, a really big update that you guys have been asking for. It will have monsters. I'm not sure how many monsters we will have, simply because we just started the finishing touches in the monster system recently, but I will show you that the monsters are working and things like that, and that will open up for a couple other updates I'm going to be hosting in the future, such as attacking skills, just things like that dropping. I think right now I have a Ghost Witch already set up, so you guys will be able to see that, and maybe I'll throw in some other monsters or just populate an area full of monsters, so you guys can check that out. Should be good. Yeah, I think that's it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I'm sorry that it's so short. It's I've been trying to fit it in a pretty tight schedule. If you guys have any questions or comments, concerns, feel free to post on our forums. I usually answer pretty fast, almost instantly even. Yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Oh, I might actually be posting a little bit earlier just because of how busy I am. So be sure to check the forums every once in a while, in case I do post earlier. If I do post earlier, sorry, it'll be on Friday or Thursday, I think. Alright, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you next week.